Good morning. There we go. I'm hitting go live in all the places. So good morning. Good morning. Let's see if we are live. All right. As you get here, make sure that you say hello and let me know that you're here. I'm going to pull this up on my phone. Hello. Pull this up on. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Make sure that you say hello and let me know that you're here. I'm super excited to be here with you guys this morning. Those that know me already know that today I'm leaving to go out of town to stay in a cabin with one of my friends who I've never met in person, but we've been friends on online for a few years now. And we're writing a book together. And so we're going to be in this log cabin this afternoon. And then I'll be coming home on Thursday. So I'm going to be gone for a little bit. And I could easily do the affirmations and the journal prompts from there in the morning. However, it went so well when I went to San Diego, having some people stand in, that I thought, well, let's do that again. And so Kimmy has graciously agreed to do all 3 days because I will be able to do one day. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning. Good to see you here. And so, and Julie, I know, doesn't that sound so much fun? I'm so excited. Um, she lives in North Carolina, and so it's a little bit of a longer drive for her. Not a lot, but a little bit longer. And I'm just super excited that I don't have to fly anywhere, handle the airports and do all that stuff. So I don't have to worry about how much stuff I put in my suitcase. So I was packing a little bit before I got on here. Because I don't know if you're like me, there's so many things that I use every day that I can't put into my suitcase early because I'd end up pulling it back out. So I've got where I will pack a few things in at night before, and the rest of it I put in. But this time I didn't put a doggone thing in there until this morning. So I've been doing a little packing, and then my daughter and I've got an errand to do this morning. And then when I get back, I'm going to be packing up the car and heading out and stopping and filling up the tank and doing all the stuff. But I've even got a few things queued up on my YouTube to listen to on the way out there. And then I've got an audio book that I'm going to be listening to as well. So I'm super ready to for this adventure. And I will actually be going on and sharing a little bit with you as I go through this time. Laverne, good morning. Watching for a few before my exercise class. Well, good for you doing your exercise class. I'm actually taking a yoga mat with me. And I'm going to bring an extra one for her just in case she doesn't have one with her so we can do a little bit of stuff. But I'm still having, a little bit of issue with my hip. So I'm a little limited on some of the exercises that I can do right now, but it's getting better every single day. And and I'm doing some of this energy work to release emotions. And that has definitely been helping along with the chiropractor. So, but I will be doing some of the exercises to strengthen this hip and get everything more mobile. But it's a process, right? But it's a process worth taking, just like doing your regular workout. Stretching can help. Yes, it can. And the thing is that what I'm doing is stretching and strengthening at the same time, because sometimes they say that if I'm with what's going on with my hip, if I do only stretching, then I can kind of acerbate some of the stuff. So I have to do these stretching and strengthening exercises at the same time. So it's pretty cool though. All right. So I hope I'm not frozen for you guys. It's frozen on my phone. Am I frozen for you? Let me know. Hello, Wahida. I see you popped in on Instagram. Great to have you here. All right, so let me see. Do I have some windows open that should be closed or something? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, good, Jackie. Thank you for letting me know that because I want to make sure that I'm effective here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. And share the affirmation for today. All right, you ready? I am fertile ground, ready to nurture the seeds of my dreams and aspirations. Oh, it is going to be so much fun, Jackie. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm taking my laptop, I'm taking my journal. And then I was even thinking, because we're going to be writing this book, and, sometimes you can speak stuff so much more or so much better than you can write it down in the moment. It's like you lose track of some of it. So I think I'm actually trying to figure out maybe we could just sit in front of some of the of a Zoom and just talk and get some of this stuff down so that we can actually look at the transcript and create from there. So I don't know. We'll brainstorm when I get there, but I'm taking my laptop and everything so that we can be playing with that. And I'm sure she is as well. To be honest with you, we've coordinated more on the food and the items that we need to bring than we have on that stuff. It's kind of funny. So, all right. So the affirmation, and remember anything that comes after the words I am are ultra powerful, right? So I am fertile ground, ready to nurture the seeds of my dreams and aspirations. Yes, seeds and aspirations, dream what you desire. Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Laverne, for showing up. And if you get the chance to do the next 3 days, they will be at 1 p.m. Eastern, I think is what Kimmy said she was going to be doing. So keep an eye out for that. There's a note in the group, so you can keep track of any of that changes. But if you can get on and support her for being there, that would be amazing. So thank you for being here on this beautiful Sunday morning. Enjoy your workout. All right, so hold on. I'm going to look at my notes here. So when you think about being fertile ground and ready to nurture your seeds of your dreams and aspirations, each passing day, just think of it. You can cultivate patience, persistence, positivity, and your efforts when you're doing all of those things. That could be like this gentle rain that is flowing through your garden. It can be like the warm sunlight lighting up your garden so that you're nourishing all the potential within you. Just like you would hope that the gentle rain would help the seeds to get better roots and to grow, and to the trusting the process of the growth of your seeds, knowing that in due time, with all of the watering and the nurturing and the getting the weeds out and doing all of those things. And the thing that's important, if you've never been a person that had a little garden or anything, the thing that's important to remember is that when you do daily care to this garden, you go out there, you water it, you fertilize it when it needs to, you get your tools and you go out there, and in between the plants, you make sure that there's no weeds, no grass or anything coming up. You make sure that you're adjusting the soil if it needs it so that they have better room to grow. But if you're doing that every single day, it's just easy, right? When it becomes hard to be a gardener is when you're actually ignoring your garden and you want to go out there once a month or once every 2 weeks or whatever, and then you want to work on it, and then it's a hard task because the weeds are crazy. And so that's a big thing when you're thinking about your garden, your desires, your dreams, your aspirations, if you're nurturing and caring for it, fertilizing it, watering it, put the sunshine on it, if you're doing all those things every single day, it only takes a little small task to keep it growing, right? And so that's what I want for you, is to be able to recognize that every day you can do one thing that will help to nurture your dreams and your aspirations. Only you really know what that is, but we'll expand a little bit on it, okay? So let me grab, let's see, I think I need to take this off to see if it'll all pop in there together. Let's see. All right, beautiful. So here is our journal prompt. Imagine your life as a garden. What seeds, and what the seeds are your goals, your ideas, or habits. Are you ready to plant this season? And how will you tend to them daily, and what kind of harvest do you envision in the future? So it's really cool to be thinking about that. So as you're thinking about this, you can spend some time when you're journaling to reflect on maybe resources that you have available to nurture your growth. Now, one of the resources that you have is this group, because we are so invested in each other that we're here to help, right? And then you can, as you're nurturing, you might come up with a challenge, something that you don't know how to overcome. And that's when you come into the group and you say, I've got this coming up. Does anybody have any ideas? Have you ever had this happen to you? And then, so we can be your support system, our companion plants, right? And that will help your garden to thrive. And visualize the vibrant, flourishing landscape your efforts will create over time. And maybe what's a goal that you want to achieve? Just describe it in your journal, a goal that you want to achieve, as if it's a seed. What kind of care does it need to sprout, grow, and bear fruit? And, sometimes it's easier to do the process when we change the way we see things. So we can also reflect on maybe a past season of your life. What lessons have you learned that will help you be a better gardener of your dreams this time around? Because sometimes we get stuck and we don't feel like we have the ability to actually nurture our garden, our dreams, and our aspirations. And we say, well, this is just too hard, and we stop. There are so many people that stop on the journey because they can't see that just right over the hill is the perfect answer, the perfect thing, right? Let's see what this says. I am blown away by all that you are saying, because I call myself the heartscaper, a landscaper for the heart. Oh, yeah. My mantra is, your life is your garden. Make it a breathtaking masterpiece. Beautiful, Jackie. Well, this is definitely along your lines, right? I love that. I love that. And the more we can nurture our gardens and have our seeds, like what is the parable in the Bible that Jesus tells about the seeds falling on rocky ground, on thorny ground, and all those things. And that if you're building your life on a rock, you've got support, you've got everything that you need, right? It's when you do it on a sandy ground, or you do it on a hard rock ground that's not really nurturing, right? The parable of the sower. That's it, Jackie. Yes, that's it. So if anybody that's not aware of that, you can Google that, the parable of the sower. Thank you for sharing that, Jackie, because I couldn't remember what it was called. And just read the story, because it is an amazing parable about us and our lives, right? And one of the things I would encourage you to do is to, maybe as you're doing your journal prompt today, is to step out just a little bit of your head and write a letter to your future self. And I love doing this so much. And when I'm with clients, a lot of times we do visions of our future self, and we see what this future self is doing and how they're walking, how they're talking, how they're acting. And then we can dissect it a little bit more in hypnosis to where we can see some of the tasks that they've done. So we can look at where they're at and then our future self. So let's say it's a year out from now, and your future self, as you're looking, you can see that they have created all these amazing seeds that they've nurtured and grown, right? But then when you kind of backtrack a little bit, you can see some of the activities. So I want you to, if you're open to it, now not everybody is, but if you are, and I would love to hear how this works for you, write a letter to your future self detailing the seeds that you're planting today, the now, right? And what you hope to see. And then include some words of encouragement for the journey ahead. But not only that, I want you to do that. And then I want you to close your eyes and just get into a space of silence and listen to God's voice, listen to your intuition, and just envision a year from today what that looks like, what has transpired, all of these details of the planting and the growth that you hope to see. Just imagine that a year from today, it has all come to pass. What does that look like? What does the you of that day look like? And really, explore what would change, right? If all the things that you were aspiring to do right now all came to fruition in 1 year. And you could see that. How have you physically changed? How has your body posture changed? How have your ideas and your thoughts changed? How do you act toward other people? Just see what's different. And sometimes it's a little tiny things that are different. Sometimes it's big things, depending on what those goals and dreams were, right? And then as you're envisioning that I want you to take it a step further. And as you're envisioning them in front of you, it's like there's a movie screen in front of you, and there they are, right? You imagine that it's on a movie screen. And this is a process that I take people through. And I just had a client yesterday that I took through this a little bit. But what I want you to do is just make that picture bigger and brighter and just see how amazing that life is. And then you walk up to the screen in your imagination and you step into that screen, and then you step into the vision of you. You just you step into where your fingers become their fingers and your toes become their toes, and you've stepped in, and then you own that. That is you. And then you can see, how does that feel? Because before you were looking at it as a bystander, right? But we want to take and put you in the driver's seat. We want to put you in that life. And so as you've stepped into this future you, then you can almost, if you're really open to it, you can almost have like memories, or you can have aspirations of the things to do starting today that will take you there in a much better, easier, faster pace. And it's just getting in touch with your inner goddess. We talked about that yesterday, right? I think it was yesterday. But there are so many things that you can do to create this within you. And, we've got the Find Your Voice coming up. And one of the things that I was talking at our last Stand Up and Stand Out party, that was that yesterday? Gosh, I'm telling you what, I'm so excited with this trip. I'm losing total track of when things happened. I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday. But the thing that came up for me was that Find Your Voice is not just to give you this voice to get on here and talk, or to share with your community, or to go to a networking event, or talk in line at the grocery store or anything. It's all great for all that. But all of the dares that Stacy gives you not only help you with that, but it helps you inside. It helps change how much you know about yourself and your thoughts, and how you can actually expand on the things. And it just gives you this peace within, a knowing, a learning, gets you in touch with your voice, God's voice, the universe voice, whatever it is, that your belief system, right? It gets you in touch with that. And that's what's the most beautiful thing about it too, is that it's not just sharing your voice out into the world. It's changing the voice that you are saying to yourself, making it better, making it more nurturing, making it more godlike, right? So it's beautiful. So join us if you haven't already signed up. There's an event in the event section where Monday, is it Monday? Yeah, Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be live in the group with Stacy Lauren, and she's going to be talking about the Find Your Voice and why it's important to her, how it came to pass. And I'm telling you, it is an amazing concept and an amazing journey to go through. And I would love for you to support me and support her by being there and hearing what she has to say, because I'm telling you, the Find Your Voice is a life-changing event. And you're going to want to at least hear what she has to say, because you'll find some nuggets in that even if you choose not to do Find Your Voice, which I find that very unlikely, but if you do, that's okay. The thing is that you'll find a nugget in that conversation that's going to help you, regardless of what you choose to do from that point. And we welcome you to come into the Find Your Voice, because it's going to be a massive, massive, life-changing opportunity. And I really want to share it with as much people as possible. But let me go back to our affirmation, because this is not a sales show. I just wanted to make sure that you know that it's coming, so that you can actually get on board and just at least give Stacy the chance to talk about how much this is on her heart and why it was important. And it's definitely important to me, and I'll share a little bit about that too. So our affirmation, remember, put it on your sticky note, your index card, the screensaver on your phone, put it somewhere that you can see it today, right? And remember, I am statements, they send things into the stratosphere, right? And so we want to be very careful of what comes after the words I am, right? So I am fertile ground, ready to nurture the seeds of my dreams and aspirations. Oof, I love it. And then your journal prompt. And remember, the thing that I like to ask you to do, and you do what you want to do, it is for you, but I encourage you, that's a better way to put it. I encourage you to have a notebook or a journal that you put these affirmations and journal prompts in. And you put the date and the affirmation in the journal prompt, because I've created them to go together. They support one another. So where it's like your support beams in your house, right? We want to have all the support that we can, and here's some support. And so then take a few moments to get into silence and just breathe and let that God voice come into you, and let your intuition, let your subconscious mind give you information, right? So then as you get out of that silent space, you've already written all this down, then you imagine your life as a garden. What seeds, goals, ideas, and habits are you ready to plant this season? What's coming up for you? And it may, just brain dump as many as come up. And the thing that I really emphasize is don't judge. Even if something that pops into your head, you think, oh, that would be way too hard, I'm not doing that. Write it down anyway, because there's a reason why it's coming into your mind. And it doesn't mean you even have to do a doggone thing with it, but it does mean it's time to get it out. And you might look back in a few months or a week or whatever and say, wait a minute, now that one seems doable. So put as many as you can there, right? Don't judge, just brain dump. And then start looking at how can you tend to those seeds daily and what kind of harvest do you envision in the future? And the thing is like I said, if you imagine your garden and if you take care of it every single day, I mean, you may go out there one day and there is not one weed whatsoever. But if you take your little tool and you loosen up the dirt a little bit around it, even though you don't even see a weed, you're preventing the weeds from coming, right? And so the same way um, with your daily harvest, right? You're going to want to tend to that every single day, even if you don't see anything that feels like it needs your attention. You're still going to do the task. So now what does that look like? For me, like as I'm growing this group and I'm doing the different challenges and I'm here with you every day. So to me, part of my daily harvesting, my daily tending, my harvesting is coming every day in here with you and nurturing you. That is part of my harvest, right? Because I love seeing people having changes, having epiphanies, and then starting doing this stand up and stand out party. I've got another one scheduled for next weekend because I've been blown away with the response that we're getting and the people that are showing up and really enjoying using their voice and discovering a little bit. And so it's beautiful. So I'm doing those things because my future self is going to thank me. Because one of the things, for those that don't know me, one of the things that has always been a thought in my mind is that I didn't want to leave this world without having made an impact, without having created some differences for people. And I don't want just a few little people around me. I want a lot of people that I have been able to affect, whether it's just helping them change the words that they say to themselves, or it's helping them to go and stand up and stand out in a community, whatever it is. I want to be able to do that, right? So I'm glad you're doing another one. I had to work, so I missed your birthday party. Well, thank you, Julie. I knew you wanted to be there. And we're doing it on Saturday. What time did I even put it on there? I don't think I put it on my calendar. Oh yes, I did. Sorry. 3 p.m. Eastern next Saturday, the 21st. Yes. So it's going to be so much fun. Each one that we've done has been very, very eye-opening. And the thing that I thought was interesting is I never would have ever thought that that would be anything that I would facilitate. Never, never. Because I'm a transformational coach and a hypnotist, right? And the thing is that when we were in San Diego, seeing Stacy, the breakfast that we had, one of the things that she had asked everybody to maybe give some ideas of, it was almost like this round table of ideas. And Jamie gave an amazing idea for something that I could do in my group. And I thought, okay, but then I didn't quite get it. And so I ended up having to reach out to Stacy later and say, okay, I know that she said this, but I'm not sure I quite understand. So then she shared it with me again and encouraged me to go ahead and create an event. And so I did, and she's been with me on the first two because I'm still in this growth process with you guys, right? And so for me, facilitating this thing that I never thought I would do, and quite knowing how to navigate all of it, felt very foreign and a little bit scary. And so she agreed that she would help me on the first two. And she may pop in on the next one, but she said it was so much fun. She may be there the whole time. She doesn't know, but I will be there. And we will see how well I do. So I would love to have even more support from everybody and show up because, I get scared with some of this stuff too, because it's out of my comfort zone. And it's not out of my comfort zone to have a workshop and talk to you guys, but it's out of my comfort zone to have a workshop and talk to you guys about this, right? Let's see, what does this say? I'm going live with her today at 1. Facebook would not let me create an event, so I just posted the Zoom link. Yeah. Facebook is doing some crazy things. And then I use StreamYard a lot. And then I've heard some things this morning that are happening with StreamYard. So I may be changing platforms, but it's an amazing thing, right? Thank you, Miss Vicky. God confirmed some things to me today through you. Oh, wonderful, Jackie. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. All right. So spend some time with this today. And then remember, one of the things that I encouraged you to do is write that letter to your future self. Remember? But we are still do the thing event with tech glitches. Yes, yes, yes. The more glitches, the more we do the thing. It's almost like we get to this compulsion to where it's like, well, I don't care. This is happening one way or another, and let's see what we can do. And that's a very different space from where I was before, because I will say that when we talked about doing this party, my old self would have said, well, I don't feel comfortable. I don't know. So let's postpone till I've researched it a little bit. That's what my old self would have done. But this time it was like, I'm doing it. I don't have a clue what's happening. I don't have a clue how to do this, but I'm going for it. And that's why I was so grateful that she stepped in and said, well, I can go live with you and we'll see. But it has been so much fun. It really has. But like I said, make sure that if you are open to it, write that letter to your future self, right? And then do that vision of that future self standing on the screen and just really looking at all the nuances of her and that person, and then step into that person, that future person that you've seen, that you wrote the letter to. Step in and own it. And that becomes who you are, so that you're naturally going to be utilizing the tools and all the fruit and the seeds and all those things that you need in order to become that future self in a year. It's going to be glorious. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop off here today, but thank you so much for being here, guys. And I love each and every one of you. And make sure you keep going into the group and looking and supporting others, because there's some new people in the group. And I would love, I'm going to do a post, I think, before I leave today, or one of the welcome things, so that all the people that are new, you can reach out to if you want to. And hopefully they're going to be posting their intro, and you support them as well. And make sure you keep looking at the event section, because I've got some people that I'm talking to about next month. And I want to make sure that you're abreast of that. And then also on the 25th, not this upcoming Wednesday, but the next one, is Ruthie's live in the group, all about natural health. So it's going to be amazing. And I want you to just come in there periodically and look and make sure what's there, so that you can put it on your calendar and not miss it, right? All right. So you have a nurturing, dream-filled day. Mwah.